Hi, I'm rather Incoherent. This is Rome Total War Remastered, and we're playing as Germania. Last we left off, Macedon had finally, actually stopped messing around, taking a city from me. Just 2 stacks hanging out right here. And it occurred to me, a little bit too late, that perhaps I should have been building a fort wall in this region. Now, since I have a person who just came of age here in Ariminum, I figure I may as well send him up to get started on that, and, well, it would take too long to do. So I realized instead that I can use this boat for him. Which does delay my invasion a bit, but a lot less than you would think, because I can just build a new boat here in Ariminum. It'll spawn down to the south here, which can pick this unit up now that it's walking down. Now, as you can see, if you look at where all my armies are, this really hasn't delayed me that much in having them join up. And like I originally planned, there is 1 slot left with which to hire a ranged mercenary to help me with town sieges, but on the whole, this is a very strong army, probably the strongest army I've ever fielded. Now, on this boat that I put my general on, I'm also going to be recruiting... Well, I can't recruit a peasant here. That's unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit the peasant over here in Arretium, have the peasant garrison in Arretium go over to Ariminum. Now that we have done all of that peasant shuffling, we can use these barbarian peasants to hop on the boat, because they need to go man a fort wall, like, fucking immediately. So this should help to slow down my enemies dramatically. Now, unfortunately, I can't do much better than this, because over here I don't think I'm actually able to build a fort because I'm too close to the port. So the best thing I'm going to be able to do is able to drop another fort here-ish. And I'm going to start recruiting spearmen here in Batavium, because I think I might be building another army here in the north of Italy. I'm not quite sure what my alternative to that is, because I expect that to deal with some units that linger around here and eventually retake Segestica using whenever I rally here. And Uvavum can also produce a spearman to join the front. Now my hope is that these units are either going to mill around and do nothing or go west, and not that they're going to go back here. And once this army sails across the Adriatic Sea, then I'll be able to actually have a threat to draw them back with. If they go north to Campus Iazyges, Aquincum, and Porlisum, that's actually a lot more inconvenient for me than most options. Now, I would like to have done more than that for the Macedonian War, but that's actually all we're doing this turn for the immediate area. On a slightly broader scope, looking around in the front with Thrace, there really aren't that many units. I'm trying to find out what the best way to deal with them all is. I will definitely be hiring this unit of Bastarnae. They're, not that expensive. 1,700 to hire is a lot, but 170 upkeep is nothing, and they're quite good units with 2 hit points. Well, are they? I thought they were. They only have melee attack 11, defense 8, charge 5. They're not actually that crazy. Morale of 8's nice. Way better than most mercenaries, or really most units, but... I'm gonna hire them? No, I'm not actually. I can easily win this war without them. My only debate is if I should try to push these units back into the city, and the answer is no. I don't think so. I think I'm better off fighting them never. So let's get to that. Here, I'm going to just build a load of rams. Oh wait, they have stone walls? Good job, Thrace. In that case, I'll be building 1 ram and 4 ladders. Actually, I'll just build 5 ladders. Which we know for a fact they can't possibly stop all 5 ladders, which means we take the walls and win the siege. Now here in Porlisum, it's very important that I continue making these chosen archers every turn. And because this area is actually under some real threat from Macedon, I will continue recruiting spearmen here, and Aquincum is completely unable to recruit. They have 600 people and a plague. There is no one here to draft into the military. Now, thankfully, Scythia hasn't shown up to knock on my eastern door, but I expect that will happen at some point before this campaign ends. We're at war with Britain again, only Britain's not really prepared for it. In terms of who's getting the worst into this, for once, it is very clearly Britain and not me. We can actually reach this city this turn. We'll just build a great big stack of rams, and we're going to be doing the same thing down here in London. Or Londinium, as it was called back in the day. Now this boat does have a purpose. I can't disband it just yet. I need to sail it around to the other side eventually, so that it can then take me over to Ireland to conquer this settlement. Now here, Britain probably gets to conquer this city, because the 2 generals will make it through all of these phalanxes, but they're going to take a lot of losses, assuming they ever actually launch the attack and don't just have their entire faction wiped out before then. This city seems to be getting pretty angry with me, so let's go through my cities list and see if anyone else is having that problem. Iridium is as well, but we actually aren't going to have that problem. That's a lie. The people are being trained to make sure they are happy. And here I'll just build another peasant to keep them happy, unless of course they're at high taxes, which is probably the case. Yep. We're not going to be recruiting that peasant, we're just going to have the taxes lowered a bit. The peasant will pay for itself in a couple of terms, so I may as well. So that's it for London's war. Now we need to deal with Spain, which is the messiest war that I'm fighting. Although, I didn't realize this. The stack that could have pushed me off of Cordoba just chose not to.
Orders.
Gaul appears to be walking into my lands, which honestly I'm fine with. I don't care about that. They're not going to get anywhere meaningful. But I don't think this army needs to catch up with the one I've sent ahead. So I have this one just split off in a different direction and see if it can't find something useful to do. Like bully this Gallic army. Oh no. It's yet another fight against war dogs with no cavalry to run them down. Fine. Alright, it looks like my men are back up to fresh fatigue, so we can finally start moving against these enemies. At the start of the fight, they were uphill from me, but I've just repositioned above them. What on earth? Stop, please stop. I don't know what that looked like from your end, but I pressed the up arrow and that happened. That is not even remotely close to forward march, guys. And this should be very easy, but with war dogs involved, you never really know. Oh, right, they haven't routed yet. They never actually retreated this round, so now they're just going to leave. For you, that was probably like 30 seconds, but for me, I literally waited 3 minutes to fight this fight, so I'm kinda salty. Alright, I'll see you around, Gaul. Good fight.
Victory is the reward of
We lost one man, killed 178, so like at least we did something worth doing. But I am kind of salty at the sheer number of times enemy armies pretend they want to fight me and then leave immediately. I don't recall that ever happening in Rome Total War, but maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. I feel like it's something unique to the Remastered, though, and it's very obnoxious. We'll use our last bit of movement to keep walking this way. I know there are two cities up here. I suspect this one is Gaul and this one is Spain. And also, it's looking like they'll be the last cities of Gaul and Spain, so I'm taking this one. There's not much here to defend. I would really like to auto-resolve this. Going to quick save and try to auto-resolve this, because this should be like 5 wounds. This is why I don't trust auto-resolve. Jesus Christ. 5 wounds, 300 wounds, what's the difference? So this is a weird situation where I'm actually not even bothering to use multiple rams. I almost always would, but in this specific circumstance, there are so few defenders in the walls that I can't imagine they actually like do anything resulting in me needing to move up. They're all just gonna hang out on the square like this. So I'll see you when they get here. The entire enemy army seems to be leaving the square, which is rather confusing and not what they should be doing. So I'm gonna have these units just run up to the square now and take it. Well, I'm gonna route them myself, I guess, because they don't seem to understand the obvious fastest route is not to go this way, but in fact to go the much shorter straight line. So I'm not really sure what the AI thinks is gonna happen here, but it's going to be very bad for them. At this point, I'm gonna have all of these guys run forward and throw their javelins. Have all of these guys charge. Like, I don't Stop. You were supposed to throw your javelins. Well, I guess you're fighting now. Good job. But anyway, this is a full rout. Like, they're not going to be okay after this. Just, yeah. I don't know what the AI's plan was leaving the square like that. We managed to lose 66 men in that clumsy charge, but yeah, easily wiped them out. Probably should have lost less men than that. But even so, nowhere near the 300 that auto-resolve somehow lost. Thanks for wasting my time, game. And with 10,000 people here, I'd rather have the money than the happiness problems of letting them live. And I'm realizing as I look at this army, there's a unit of Balearic Slingers, there's a unit of Rickburgus the Conqueror, and then trash. Like, I don't actually care about the Spanish mercenaries, and I've realized now that this army probably heads west and deals with Numidia before disbanding. This army takes the coast before leaving. This Spanish army here probably just disbands. Now, I believe Gaul's last city is either here or here. I think there's one Spanish city here, but based on the map, I think there's a second Spanish city here. And if that's the case, I actually need to make sure that I send something back to deal with this, because it's going to get conquered before I finish off Spain. And one thing I can do is I can actually start running this unit around to try to find out the answer. So I can see my trade route is going this way, so I'm going to start by heading in this direction. Yeah, there's a road heading west here, so I know for a fact there's something else left. So I'm going to have Rickburgus for sure head north. Actually, I'm going to have anything I think might want to stay head east. So I have Rickburgus and all of the Spanish infantry and the Balearics head east. The fastest way there is through the coast. Have Rickburgus rejoin with this. Let's actually look at what's in this army. It's probably not much, and it might not even be enough to take the city. It is 5 units of Spanish infantry and 4 of Peltast. They'll probably take the city, being entirely honest with you. But they'll take a lot of losses doing it, and I think this should be enough to handle it when they get back. But if it's not, I'll hopefully be able to find some mercenaries. Because I have no idea what's over here is the problem. I can't confidently send very little and be sure I'm going to get a siege. Now let's briefly be behind one unit, see how they look. Predictably mad, but we can get by with it. Going to recruit a single unit of peasants and have the entire army leave and head north. So this army is going to try to find a city here, this army is going to try to find a city here, and this army is going to try to find a city all the way up here. While Rickburgus heads back to get a boat and leave the continent, and on the way he might have to stop and beat up Lucan and the Spanish army that's fighting back at Carthago Nova. So I've handled Spain, I've handled Britain, I've handled Thrace, handled Macedon. I just need to handle Sicily now. I need to get these armies moving into the Balkans. Oh, and I also need to sack Carthage. I'm not quite sure what that graphical bug is. You put your mouse in exactly the wrong spot, it rapidly flickers between different UI elements. But anyway. 4 units of elephants, huh? How incredibly obnoxious. I literally can't hire more mercenaries. Although I could have if I had thought about this and sent a general out beforehand.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if I can auto-resolve or have to fight the elephants. Clear victory. 350 men lost. Apparently, Hasdrubal and his 4 units of elephants were about as threatening as 150 Spanish nobodies. Where is he going? If he stops on the coast, that is amazing for me. Oh my god, he did.
The land is ours.
Oh my god. Carthage is actually a tier 5 city. Isn't it? Yeah. The AI managed to get this to tier 5 before I ever got a tier 5 city as my Julii. This is almost 10 turns before the end of my campaign as the Julii. That's quite upsetting. He still has 1.5 units of elephants, so we're going to have to deal with that. I'm not sure what the best units to bring are, but I'm sure it's some of them. So let's go deal with this real quick. I'm not going to try to auto-resolve this because I want to make sure we actually kill the general. Okay, so definitely the thing I want to do first is have these Numidian cavalry throw all of their spears at the elephants. Next, I guess I want the Illyrians and the Libyan infantry. This isn't infantry, Libyan mercenaries. To try their best to actually, you know, kill the elephants. They're probably going to get run down, because that's just sort of how it goes. And then we'll get into the nasty business of trying to use spearmen to kill elephants. Or maybe a cavalry charge. I'm not sure yet. But one way or another, this battle starts with these units throwing spears at elephants. Oh. Alright. Yes, they have siege equipment, so I need to be doing something different. I need to be dealing with that siege equipment immediately. I'm actually really surprised at how aggressively they're moving around their elephants. It's fine. It's not a problem. I just wasn't expecting it. And their onagers, unsurprisingly, are left wide in the open. I'll send my light cavalry first because they're the ones I care least about overextending, really. Which is not an award they were looking to win, I imagine. Most expendable cavalry. And they're trying to stop this, but I mean... even if they do, it's not a big deal to me. I mean, I suspect they won't. I suspect their onagers are still going to take massive wounds. Yeah, elephants are pretty fucking scary. But the point is, their onagers are going to mostly lose their men, and I don't care about this unit of cavalry one bit. Now, let's briefly pause, because we're in a position where I'm actually pretty much in range on these javelin men. Okay, I've got my whole line moving forward quite a lot now. And hopefully the elephants aren't just going to charge straight into it. Over here, their general is trying to get my jav cap, which it looks like they're going to because of that turn. Okay. I want all of these guys to drop into phalanx now. I don't know why I phrase it as drop into phalanx, because it's definitely not the correct way to describe it. Never has been, never will be. And yeah, their elephants are largely just standing here wondering what on the earth they're supposed to be doing. They're doing their best, but it's just very sad. They can't deal with being this surrounded. And I want these outmost units to start charging in. I want the rest of these to keep running because there's fucking elephants chasing them. Oh, my jav caps are actually out of missiles. Which is unfortunate.
The enemy king now drinks with his glorious
Rip Hadrimal, Rip King of Carthage, along with their capital city. Unfortunately, there are elephants over here fighting my cavalry. I don't know how to avoid that at this point. Just want all of this to move up. Okay, these elephants are berserking, or fleeing rather. I'm going to let them. I imagine these elephants are also going to flee once they get adequately surrounded by men. You need to be going the other way, dude. You have waited too long. Okay. This should be pretty easily handled at this point. We just have to make this last elephant route, which all these javelins should be more than enough to accomplish. All I'm trying to do is keep my massive spearmen close enough to the elephants so they never feel confident. Because then I can get them to route like this. Now we want all my skirmishers throwing at these dudes again. Hopefully they'll stay broken this time. And I think a cavalry charge should be enough to get the elephants to flee, which is all I need because then the battle's over. There we go.
The enemy army runs.
Don't actually want to charge them, I just want to run down these guys to make absolutely sure I've killed enough that the enemy army doesn't come back. Okay, so we lost only 3% of our men to kill that army. Which honestly isn't that surprising, we outnumbered them 10 to 1, it's just elephants tend to make it feel pretty sketch. So just like that, 4 units of elephants and 24,000 Carthaginian citizens were massacred. And yet still, there are over 7,000 people left in this city. And they can train everything I could ever have wanted them to train. That is delightful. So I'm going to leave behind these injured noble cav, injured light cav, my 1 unit of depleted spearmen, and have everyone else leave the city. Going to train, not train, but, oh yeah, I actually am going to train a unit of chosen archers that go into the city. All I need to do is lower their taxes, but I'm probably going to need to do more than that in the very near future. And again, as is so often the case as Germany, I can't actually make a temple that gives 20% happiness. I only have 5, 10, and 15%. So destroying this isn't actually going to help, even though it reduces the culture penalty. What I can do, though, is repair these and build a tavern. And then everyone will be drunk enough that they won't mind their very weird Western European barbaric overlords. And because they built watchtowers, I can actually see what's happening to my west, and I can start moving down to Thapsus. And as I do, I will drop a watchtower. Oh, I can't build it because there are camels in the way. Well, fuck the watchtower, I guess. They had a lot of elephants. There's still 1 in this stack at the very least.
General.
Down here in Cirta, we have yet another siege in Africa to handle. Which, yeah, this is going to be a massacre. So I think he's coming in from this corner, which might mean that I can get in his way. I'm going to try my best to. I don't think I can possibly stop him, but I am going to attempt to. Okay, let's see where that general is actually coming from. He's coming from here on the south side of the map. And I might actually be able to get there. I don't think I can, but I'm going to hope I can. And these units don't need to waste their time trying themselves out anymore. I know they're not going to be relevant, so just have them start coming back towards the catapults. Or the rams, rather. No idea why I said catapults there. And it looks like there's no chance. I was hoping I could do it, but... Oh wait, we've got it. This is a fight. Hot damn. He should have kept going for that gate.
The battering ram is at the walls. Our warriors attack. Now is the time for great deeds.
Yeah.
Our warriors have reached the enemy gate.
Like, he'll deal some pretty serious wounds, because these are all Barbarian Cav, nothing close to the Gothic Noble Cav I've been using. Or the Barbarian Noble Cav I've been using, but yeah, it's good enough.
Them back in the same way.
Oh, shit. It's that bug where you can't actually do this.
Now hunt them down.
Because there was a gate, my units weren't trying to kill him as he routed, so he got through. There are only 6 left, so it's not a big deal. I don't think it's even going to be worth risking my units against this Desert Infantry. What I can do is just try to take the gates. I think I'm too late. I'm too late. Well, still, we killed his whole unit. It's not a big deal that we didn't manage to kill him. Alright, so I've had to move my rams around a little bit to get more units inside the city. But at this point, we've done what we needed to do. They don't stand a chance in hell of surviving. Because there are simply too many units for them to actually block all of them. Well, you know, it would have been pretty good if they hadn't done that. Somehow the Desert Infantry still think they're losing, though. Look, just don't even be in phalanx. You're not in phalanx, so don't pretend. Don't waste your time. I fucking hate phalanxes so often. They just don't work, and there's not a reason they don't work, it's just the game. Hey, you're doing it again. Hey, you guys, go try to help. Oh wait, no, they're actually doing it. Never mind, you don't need to help. Wait, they're just pushing through? How? What the fuck is happening with this phalanx? You know, I guess normal phalanx stuff, right? Have this phalanx walk forward a bit. You guys just look right. Well, you should move away from them, honestly. Are you still winning, or are you actually going to lose this? Okay,
Our
good.
warriors have taken the walls. Now the streets will run with blood.
Oh, hey, there's a fight happening here. Are you, like, winning? Apparently. Despite fucking it up again and again, I'm still winning. My phalanxes haven't once behaved in this city. Oh, and I forgot to even put this one in the correct formation, didn't I? Yep, it's fine. I'll put a phalanx behind it. You guys break and go charge forward. It looks like the fight's finally joined over here, which means I can have all of these units just walk into the square at this point.
The enemy warlord is dead, slain by your brave warriors.
Just attack. Don't pretend you're in phalanxes. I don't know what you're doing. Just attack. It's fine. Well past caring. This fight's been so nasty. For whatever reason, phalanxes just don't behave in this city.
Great victory. The cries of
Regardless, though, killed 1,000, lost 400, if that. So yeah, pretty easy fight. Poor Numidia. Fucking Germany is wiping them out, of all people. And as always, we're going to be exterminating because we just can't afford to keep these people happy. Repair what they have, build a tavern for happiness. And again, to get this to be better, I'd have to build a tier 3 shrine. I'm not about to spend 6 turns doing that, I'd rather just make peasants. Looking at what they can recruit here, they can make noble cavalry, apparently. So there are 5 units I need to leave behind to be retrained, and I'll make a unit of noble cav with them. Looking at the city, they're just fine with that, which is great news for me. Oh, I got a man of the hour at some point. Oh, he actually survived. Where is he? Nice. That's fantastic. This was so long ago, I completely forgot it. Apparently running off that army of Gauls was enough for Man of the Hour. That's very helpful. Feel a lot better about these wars now. I actually did feel kind of sketchy about having no generals over here, because it meant I couldn't hire mercenaries if I turned out to be outnumbered. Now I do need to figure out which direction this man is going. These armies can likely come around and fight here. I know the last city is right here. All of this land is shit. There's nothing here. A city here, a city here. Honestly, it feels like my best bet is to build a diplomat and go ask Numidia to fuck off. I really don't like this, but I'm going to be sending this army to conquer Numidia, which is going to take him forever, probably till the end of the campaign, but somebody's got to do it. Before I do, though, I want to split off one of my commanders. Honestly, both of my commanders. I'm going to have them take a separate route towards the other Numidian city down here. And these guys, I'm just going to hire all the mercenaries they see. That seems like overkill. Especially with no enemies in sight right now. Oh wait, there is an enemy in sight. What am I saying? I can probably kill this without anything, but I'll hire the 2 missile cannon to make absolutely sure that I can. And this army's going to head to the other city. So these 2 are going to handle the last Numidian cities down here. Eventually an army's going to get on a boat and take out this. Probably the armies that are over here on the west coast of Spain, though, not this guy. This guy is currently busy going east, and so heading this way is a bit counterintuitive for him. But that handles Spain, and that handles Africa. Macedon, Thrace. Thrace is done, right? This was the turn? Yeah. Britain. All that's left this turn, and in fact this video, is getting our troops out of Sicily. Because they don't need to be here. So looking at these units, to me, quite obviously, the worst unit is going to be this Axe Raider. But I'm going to keep him so that he can try to synergize with the Chosen Axeman, and instead I'll be leaving behind a unit of light cavalry. Which feels very wrong, but yep, they didn't like that one bit. And at low tax rate, they'll be okay. And I'm going to recruit a peasant here, because, well, there might be 2 stacks of Estadi on this item, but they're not doing anything. Now, on this side of things, it's a little bit more awkward, because there's a Macedonian fleet sort of just in the way. But I can get around to here, take all the units in the city, save for 1 unit of spearmen, get on the boats. Unsurprisingly, Syracuse is quite mad. What is surprising, however, is that I don't have anything to do about it. I can peasant trick, but only so much. Now, the first peasant I make should give me 25% happiness. It's the same size as this first unit, which means that it should also be enough to get to 80 and not revolt. So I'm going to be building peasants in Syracuse for a while. Now this, I'm going to just move to here, and next turn it can start moving east. Likewise, this boat is just moving to the next safe port. It's not actually going across the seas. And something I can do is hop off and see if there are mercenaries retiring. There aren't. No surprise there. Alright. Everyone's mobilizing, things are happening. And we're in the final stretches of this campaign. The war with Macedon's the last big war we really have to worry about before the campaign ends. Before then, though, we're going to wipe out Britain. We're going to wipe out Thrace. We're going to wipe out Numidia, Spain, and Gaul. So I'm going to kill 5 factions, but none of that's important. What's important is this. This is the only war I have any real chance of losing. And honestly, it's just a matter of getting my units there. I've got 2 Doomstacks coming from the west across the sea. One's taking its time coming down from Thrace. I'm building another one here. Got another one about to cross the Adriatic here. Macedon is most definitely doomed. I just have to handle the logistics of getting everyone there to make it happen. Oh, and it looks like I got a mercenary captain on somebody just now. Nice. I'm going to assume it's this man right here. Right? Yeah. Let's quickly check this screen, though. Yeah, I only need 12 more settlements, and counting just what's left on the map, I've got 3 here, 4 here, 3 here, 1 here. So I only need 1 settlement from Macedon, and I'll actually get it from Thrace. I could win this campaign without ever actually fighting Macedon. That's quite funny. Oh, and it looks like I need to build a peasant here in Capua. It's probably worth building one here in Tarentum just because they're so close to Furious. And I'll go around and build any infrastructure I can because I have $30,000. Which is kind of outrageous. I wasn't expecting this. Exterminating cities is apparently a very good source of income. As I go through all of these cities, I can't help but notice I'm nowhere near spending all of my income. I literally can't spend it all, no matter how hard I try. So I just have $19,000, and not really a clear answer as what to do with it. So I mean, I may as well build Noble Cav in these cities. I may as well build a Chosen Archer in Rome, and see if I can't somehow get these into an army going towards Macedon as well. As for the rest of my lands, if anything was worth building units in, I've kind of already done it. So that's actually it for this turn. This is turn 34, and we're looking like we're on track to win this campaign even faster than the Julii campaign at this point. Things have really picked up now that we're no longer bogged down in Italy. Our armies are just exploding across the Mediterranean in every direction. Anyway, done rambling. I've been rather incoherent. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then, like, comment, subscribe, all that nonsense helps the channel grow, blah, blah, blah. I'll see you around.